Ram, I wanted to ask you to give us an overview on performance and sort of what's expected from the marketing side that you've seen over the past 5 years. Fast forward to today, in terms of the kinds of performance, the kinds of KPIs, business outcomes. What are the expectations now, broadly speaking?
I think that is a very astute observation. In the last 5 years, Andy, we have definitely seen a consistent increase in the ask for what every dollar should do. We no longer have situations where marketing dollars are set aside in silos and they do one thing. Every dollar going into any marketing activity is expected to perform not only on the primary goal, but also on secondary and tertiary goals. I'll give you an example. Not too far ago, as you said, 5 years or so, you would have a situation where, let's say, brand initiatives, the primary goal was to just deliver increase in awareness. And that was it. Similarly, conversion dollars were earmarked for all conversion activities, lower funnel dollars, all conversion activities. Today, what we see consistently across every single client is every dollar at every stage is being asked to do more. Branding dollars, obviously, their goal still continues to be raising awareness, but at the same time, brand managers are being asked, is your dollar helping move people from upper funnel to mid funnel? What does it do to help conversion? What lift does it generate? Similarly, mid-funnel activities are being asked the question, in addition to doing your primary job of increasing engagement, nurturing, keeping people involved, what are those mid-funnel dollars doing to improve conversion or improve the number of people who are raising their hands? Conversion dollars, lower funnel dollars, they obviously are being asked to be razor sharp in their delivery of conversions, whether it's online or disconnected offline. Nonetheless, at the same time, they're also being asked the question saying, this is fantastic, you're doing conversion, but does it help raise awareness about a product? Does it help people know more about the solution that you are offering them? So in other words, Andy, in the last 5 years, we've seen a consistent increase in ask with respect to what every dollar should do. And that is only increasing. Last but not the least, COVID has accelerated that ask. Because of COVID, performance marketing has come to the forefront for every client that we work with. So it's only accelerated the need for getting more out of every marketing investment.
So, Ram, could you explain a little bit about how you guys operate, and particularly the data sources that are available to measure success, and perhaps some data sources that you would hope to have, or that you might hope that the data providers create?
That is a great question. So right off the bat, Andy, we work off of all known data sources. So as an agency, we have access to all the media data, everything that goes in, including log level data. So all the standard data that you see from any channel, search, display, programmatic, you name it, we have access to all that data. And we do a lot of work using the log level data. In addition to that, our clients, it differs by client. Clients provide data to us as well, their first party data, their CRM data, their sales data. Sometimes it's connected, sometimes it's not connected. So the short answer to your question, Andy, is we do have access to an array of data. Some clients give us more data, some clients give us less data, but we also have access to a lot of media data. And we take whatever data that we have access to and use a series of analytical methods, both deterministic as well as a lot of correlational analyses, probability-based analysis. So we use a combination of deterministic measures and inferential measures to then solve for problems like beyond your standard KPIs, clicks, cost impression, or trackable sales. What is the net impact of this dollar on the business outcome? Whether it's offline sales, whether it's foot traffic, whether it's online conversions and how well they convert at the back end. There's a whole series of KPIs that we append to your standard media metrics that line up with business goals. So long way of saying we have access to various forms of data. We also have some proprietary data through our Epsilon partners that we have access to because they have proprietary data sources. But we use all of these data sources to make sure that the answer that we're providing is tied to the business outcome, to the business goal: increase in sale, increase in product adoption, launch of product, increase in revenue, increase in overall conversion. And we feed this analysis back to the clients so that they also have a chance of using the same insight to improve business outcomes.
Ram, I wanted to ask you, how do you know if you're reaching new customers and delivering incremental performance? How does that work?
Incrementality is another one of those big asks that we see from our clients. Incrementality has always been a key integral part of performance marketing. So if I were to simply break down performance marketing into two verticals, a lot of our effort goes into increasing performance from existing customers, but at the same time, we do a lot of work to deliver incremental customers. And there's a few ways in which we do that. We look at different audiences so the most straightforward way of doing this, which you'll hear from a lot of people doing, is look at the CRM data, look at the existing customer that the business has, and use that as a seed to be able to say, can we expand on this audience that you already have? Second, are there affinity groups that are close to this audience that you can then expand out and grow beyond your current customer base? These are straightforward methods of doing that. In addition to that, we do a lot of incrementality work by going out and say, okay, if let us say IDs are going away and we will have less access to a person-to-person based row level data, are there things that we could still be doing for incrementality? So we do a lot of event-based analysis. We do a lot of match market testing. We'll go out and beyond audience group, we'll test different areas, different markets, different product categories. And then we will look at various data points from those customers. It could be average order volume. It could be their demographic profile, if the CRM captures that. It could be the trend that we are seeing with LTV of these different segments that we are reaching out to. My point being, there are multiple different techniques that we employ to not only expand the reach of our clients to new audience groups, aka incremental customers, but then apply a whole series of analysis to say, for those incremental customers, can we move the needle in terms of conversion or revenue so that it is worthwhile to reach these new segment of customers, and then you are still running a profitable marketing campaign with these new audiences. There's a whole series of things that we use, but you use them in combination so that you are reaching incremental customers, but at the same time, making sure that those incremental customers are also profitable customers.